Hello, my beautiful, beautiful, wonderful friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. New friends, existing subscribers. Keep these numbers going. Keep on sharing it. Keep on getting these people to subscribe to it because it's working. Anyway, I'm your friend Kevin, and this is your card of the day. All right, so we are using, where is that? Okay, here we go. The Archangel Power Tarot deck by Radleigh Valentine. And I believe that these images have been created by, let's see, where is this man's name? I had it yesterday. Jeff Bedrick. And then we've got the Divine Masters Oracle deck by Kyle Gray with illustrations by Jennifer Hawkyard, and our card of the week happens to be Commander Ashtar for the second week in a row. So there is obviously a big message in light work activation, leadership activation. It is time to evolve and trust in our abilities to guide others forward in light, in love, in all things good. And then I created a new ism today. It just came to me while I was meditating. I am always in the flow of more and more greatness, period. Easy. All right, Beatrice and Gertrude, you are here. And I would like to know if you have a certain number that you want me to shuffle these cards in. And just shaking their heads. I'm going to just do this 3 times then. Okay, no worries. 1 and 2, be careful, she says. Well, there it is. And 3. You know, Michael is showing up quite a bit this week, and I am going to just go with that card that jumped out. The 8 of Michael this time. Well, this is so very interesting, and here's why. This is a universal number 8 day, which is, I call it angel numerology because there's an angel number for 8, and there's a numerological whoop value to an 8. And so typically it works alongside the the king of earth. And when we're looking at a number 8 day, we're looking at prosperity, success, and realizing our worthiness. I think that's what today is about. The realization of our true worthiness. It is a day to be practical, methodical. It is a day to work on your business alchemy. What else can I say about that? Let's see, my root. Being a visionary, business-minded, ambitious, successful, abundant, prosperous. The creation of joy, I also feel like, is indicative of today's energy. Now, we've got Commander Ashtar, and we certainly have the 8 of Michael. Now, the suit of Michael in this deck is somewhat akin to swords in traditional tarot, but this deck was created to bring us confidence from the angels to know that we can work with divination, that we can work with the higher consciousness, we can work with these spiritual tools to get the answers. And in this image we see the gates are wide open, the lights are on, and we have all these gorgeous azaleas in full bloom. It's saying to us that we can be free, to be courageous, to make the choices for change in any situation. And it's also an indication that we may not be seeing things as clearly as we need to. Here's what I know about that. Spirit and the angels are always showing us where we need to go, what we need to know. And we drive that by our desires and what we're wanting. And that includes things that are perhaps not for our highest good. They'll get presented to us in a way that teaches us this is really not for our highest good, and then allows us to make the choices and the changes that will be for our highest good. So when Michael, or swords, or the 8 of Michael or swords shows up, it's time to take swift action. And it may be necessary to move into greater decisiveness today with the confidence. Now remember, you've got the 8 behind you, you've got Commander Ashtar behind you, and you've got this ism that says you're in the flow of more and more greatness. Being in the flow of more and more greatness means we have to recognize that we are already great, that there's nothing else we need to do to get there. There's a great deal of activity going on in the world right now, a great deal of kerfuffle, a great deal of uncertainty, a great deal of insecurity, and that's why Archangel Commander Ashtar has come to say, lighten up, brighten up, move forward with grace, with courage, with the convictions, and just keep doing what you're doing. You will come up against the opposite of it. You're going to come up against the fear. You're going to come up against anxieties. You're going to come up against worry. You're going to come up against the feelings, maybe even some depression in there. What I got to say about that, it's all temporary. These moods are like storm clouds. Some of them are darker than others, and some of them last longer than others. And sometimes the rain is a lot more gushing than just a sprinkle. So this card encourages us to follow our mind, our thoughts, over the top of the heart for the results we want. We're being urged to act really, really quickly. But there's a caution when we act quickly on being impulsive. An impulse is a distraction. A decision, being decisive, is an action. Let me say that one more again. An impulse is a distraction. Being decisive is taking action. So if this is relating to a person or you believe that you are the essence of the 8 of Michael, it's talking about people that are able to accomplish lots of things quickly. They've got a brilliant mind and the capacity to solve most intellectual problems. Remember, Michael is about the thoughts. It's about the ideas. It's about the epiphanies. It's about the plans and the dreams for the future. And this card is saying stay focused on it, committed, educated. Now, there's one little thing I want to say, which Beatrice wants to say. As we are moving more into the light and doing this light work and following a pathway of greatness, we have to remember to stay in integrity and stay in truth, stay in justice, stay in clarity, stay in that lane. One of the human conditions or habits when there's a disappointment, a heartache, a feeling of loss, a feeling of grief, which is a lot of that, is that there's an expectation that things are always going to be the same. Things will always continue the same. And we're going through this really rapid alteration. In practical terms, because, you know, I hear this a lot from different people with YouTube channels talking about this change. What does it even mean? It can show up in technical difficulties with your computers because of the solar flares going off. Communications, you're on the telephone with somebody and it happens to be a mobile phone or cell phone and the call gets cut and you can't reconnect it. Odd conversations with people that call you asking you for things and you're not really sure they've got the right number. Same with emails, same with social media. There are things that are leading us into these impulsive actions. The 8 of Michael and an 8-day, that number 8, look at the sign of infinity. Just keep going. Keep going no matter what. You are always in the flow of something greater. That is the mindset. I got to leave this behind and make a decision about that. I have to move here and leave that. Sometimes, and it happened recently, there is this tendency to want to sit back and sit in the back seat or the past or the thoughts and the feelings of melancholy of what used to be, what was, and the hope that that might come back, or the hope that that might return, or the hope that that might get better. not to dampen these things, but the infinity, the 8 of Michael, is keep going with courage, with gusto, make these decisions, boom, boom, chakalaka, boom, boom, go. When we're in that feeling of melancholy, of hope, of, maybe one more go, maybe one more try, maybe try one more thing, it's a distraction. And it is stopping the flow, if that makes sense to you. I was listening to a book I've been reading. It's called The Velvet Rage. I don't even have it here. I would show it to you. It's by a psychologist, written really in the mid-noughties. And then it was rewritten again with extra chapter. It's really about growing up, being openly gay in a world that is predominantly white heterosexual male and hypermasculinity. And there was parts of it that talk about the 4 different things that we deal with in life: injustice, rejection, abuse, abandonment, and there are others. And while that sounds a bit sad, it sounds a bit this, but one piece of good solid one solid suggestion, it wasn't advice. When you think about a situation or a story or an event or a person that you wanted, expected, and hoped that it would turn out a certain way, a business would be better, something else would be incredible, and it didn't. When you think about it and move forward, does it bring you joy or does it bring you heartache? Does the situation make you feel incredible, like, oh yes, let's go do it? Or does it make you feel a little nervous about, well, I'm not really sure. I don't really know. This is how you base the decision, it's time to go. It is takes much more effort to hold on to something than it does to release it and be free from it. Oh my goodness, does it ever. However, because we have this love, and because we have this light, and because we have this compassion, and because we have this empathy, we are vessels of the love, of the joy, of the happiness, of all the goods. We are a vessel for it. And because we're a vessel for it, we're attracting more folks that would like to be a vessel for it and don't quite know how. Making decisions that are right for you and right for the situation is what your inner being is showing you. And I'm just asking in my head as I'm talking and downloading, Gertrude, do you have anything to say? This girl is licking her. She got this bat. She just has these chocolate danishes out there. I love this because it is so irreverent. It is just so off the wall. And her point to me really is, what are you being so serious for? It's getting heavy. Whenever I see her doing this, eating chocolate cake and getting it all smothered all over her face, or these 2 wands, one of them's a bit twisted, it's an indication that my reading of the day, my card of the day, is whoop, and it's going under the fence. I don't know. Yes, it was getting a bit heavy. 8 of Michael, move forward, make a decision, stop the distractions, pick yourself up, move yourself off, have a chocolate donut. Not me, but go ahead. Anyway, lots of love. Until tomorrow. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.